My name is Jeremy, and this is a bonus series of the Good Beer Matters podcast from the 2022 Craft Brewers Conference. Every year, the Brewers Association puts together the Craft Brewers Conference, or CBC, as a means for industry professionals to continue their education, network with peers, and improve quality and performance. I attended this year's CBC as a member of the media, and because there are plenty of beer pros that didn't make it, I want to share a few of the many exhibitors that I think you ought to know about. Some of these companies I'm already familiar with, and I personally know they're doing great things. But some I recently discovered and thought were cool enough to share with you. Either way, I hope you enjoy this highlight of CBC 2022. Oh, and by the way, I have not been compensated by any company to produce this series. I simply want to help good things get out into the world. Why? Because good beer matters, of course. Thank you for listening. Cheers. CBC 2022 is starting to come to an end, but we still have people looking around and trying to get all their questions answered.
Yep.
And this is really the best place to do it if you're in the brew industry. But first of all, will you tell us who are you and what do you do?
I'm Osh. Oceania is the full name.
Which, I'm sorry, I love that name. I'm a water ocean guy, love it. Anyway.
Hippie parents.
Right on. Far out, man.
Yep. Blind Tiger Design is my company, and we do branding, marketing, sales support for the beer industry.
Awesome.
Beverage more widely, but a lot of beer in our world.
But so you design all this packaging.
Yes.
And most of this stuff, we've all seen. It's just like, it's beautiful, beautiful work. But talk to me a little bit about a can as a canvas.
Okay. Well, the can for us is one component of the brand. It's definitely the most focused place to communicate the brand.
I should say a package.
But
yeah.
For us, we really want to think about the whole brand experience and how it's being communicated out there. So we do a ton of work on the sales and marketing side of things. So thinking about how do we design a can, how do we design the package in a way that actually can translate into other needs, whether it's point of sale or grocery displays or all the other fun stuff.
Yeah.
What's the social post that's going to get people excited about it? Giving it that lasting experience so that it's not just about the can.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then once you get that can in your hand, give someone lots of fun things to explore and to experience.
Which is a challenge because branding is one thing, but when you get a can in your hand, how are you?
Little Easter eggs.
How do you? I was going to say, how do you dazzle me with a can? So little Easter eggs.
Nuggets of all sorts of detail that maybe you don't see when you're at the store, you don't see when it's on the shelf, but by the time you're sitting in your backyard experiencing it, you get excited about, why did they put that little thing there?
Yeah, I've always been impressed by those brands who do a better job when you put all of their cans together on the grocery store shelf, that they just stand out. They look cohesive.
Yes.
In a sea of beer and information, these actually just kind of shine through.
Yeah, we're big on systems. So thinking about a whole packaging portfolio and all the different beers within that, and so how do they relate to each other, and also how are they different than each other? So really strong color indicators. Green equals what kind of beer, blue equals what kind of beer, but also thinking about how is that going to be different specific to that brand with the brand that's sitting right next to it.
Okay.
So really, how does it all sing together? And that could be stylistic choices in terms of art style across one brand and making sure it's consistent. It could be a really clean look, or the logo placement is always in the same place. But a lot of times, especially in that grocery setting, it's not just about the packaging presentation, it's about all the other experiences that already have that. People mostly have made their decision before they even go into the store.
Yeah.
So it's giving them those lasting impressions so that by the time they walk in there, they know they want to grab the bale breaker, or they want to grab what have you.
Well, I'm a big fan, maybe even an advocate, that it's the brand marketers, it's the artists, it's the copywriters, all those creative people that sell the beer. It's the brewer's job to get the consumer to buy it twice. Would you agree with that?
Well, I'd say it's also my job to do that. In making sure, like, the liquid needs to be solid.
Yeah.
But people won't even go there for a second choice or even the first choice if they aren't intrigued and they aren't interested and there's not clarity. I'm shocked at how much packaging out there. You can't even tell what kind of beer it is.
Yeah.
If I want a Pilsner, I want to know it's a Pilsner.
Yeah.
I don't want to open it up and end up with a stout in my mouth. That's just going to be very disappointing. So a lot of it's just about that clarity and communication, and then having it match what the actual liquid is,
Yeah.
which is tough for brewers to hear sometimes because they don't want to know that their beer is the problem. So when we're working on rebrands or we're doing refreshes, we can make things look great, but if the liquid inside isn't great, then there's a bigger problem that goes beyond what we can fix.
But there's a teamwork aspect. There's a synergy between
Absolutely.
the brewer and the liquid
Yep.
and what you guys are doing, because without each other, it doesn't always work.
Absolutely. Well, and also, I mean, the experience for the consumer, it needs to be aligned with that. So if someone's going to pay $20 for this barrel-aged, amazing experience, the liquid needs to be doing that, but also the package needs to do it. It looks like an elevated experience. It should have gold foil and all sorts of fancy things, so you feel like you're buying something for $20 rather than buying something cheap.
Yeah, absolutely. So who do you ideally serve? I mean, who are your customers?
We have a really wide range of different brands that we support. I'd say the ones that we get really excited about are the ones that we're doing these full packages for. So we're thinking about their the brand, all the different elements of what goes into their overall brewery experience, whether it's the tap room or point of sale, things like that. Also, the packaging systems, we get really excited about helping them with pitching to their distributor and to retailers, getting new products out there, product line extensions. So the ones that we have a lot of fun with are the diverse array of a million different things, where we get to do a lot of that system development and thinking about, okay, how do we create some rules, give you a sandbox to have some fun in, but it still fits within the overall system.
Yeah, kind of like when you write a song, you still have to decide on a rhythm, you have to decide on a key.
Yep.
And if you don't have that down, then it's just chaos.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right. But then once we gave you the rules, now we get to have fun within that box.
Absolutely, and it works better that way sometimes.
Yes.
So speaking of the overall experience, we kind of alluded to this before, or you did. I had no part of that conversation. How do you define a good consumer experience with a beer that you helped kind of put out in the market?
I would say that it's a full experience. It's not just a shallow one or a static one. So if someone goes into a tap room, they don't mind if they spill a little bit of beer. They feel comfortable there. It doesn't feel sterile or like it's a template. They want to feel like they can sit there and hang out for a while, and they're definitely going to have 3 or 4 more beers if they feel comfortable there.
Yeah.
So a lot of the tap room experience is really just about bringing people into your world, but you can control those 4 walls within your world, and so that's your opportunity. They've already made the decision to come there. Now keep them there and keep them excited about whether they want to. I love a brewery with different zones. So you can have like the date is over there, the family's over there, the 20 guys are over there who haven't seen each other in years. Like having these different experiences all within one space is tricky, but it means that if you can have those different zones, it just gives people so much more of that personal experience that they can enjoy.
That's a great way to define that. So if anyone out there is thinking, I need OSHA's help, I need some more rules in my life, I need structure in my life with my beer and packaging.
Yep.
How can they contact you? How can they look you up?
Come to blindtigerdesign.com and or call us up, say, Osh, I need your help, and we will dig in with really what is behind the scenes on what you need help with, because usually it's not the thing that you think that you're asking for.
So where do they go to find you?
blindtigerdesign.com or Oceania at Blind Tiger Design.
Right on. And finally, one last thing, congratulations on your Crushy Award for can design, if I remember right.
Thank you. Yeah, we actually have 9 Crushies this year.
9 Crushies.
So can design, tap room, several other packaging ones.
I know, I can't even remember anymore.
I can't even remember all of them.
But in other words, the Craft Beer Marketing Awards, you won a bunch of awards because you're very good at what you do.
Yes.
And so if anyone needs help from a pro, then reach out.
Absolutely, please do. And we love working with people who really want to have that full experience.
Right on. Thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, thanks
Cheers.
for inviting me.